So you're going Friday for your medical test to find out if your nodule is still there and if it's cancerous, right?
Yeah, they're going to do a biopsy. They're going to stick a needle in and take a little sample.
Okay.
And I don't know, I don't think they're going to tell me right then and there, but they'll be able to measure it and see. Right. And I'll also do, I want them to take another blood test because I'm sure that the hypothyroidism thing is not going on anymore.
Because you don't feel it.
No, I don't feel it at all.
Yeah, your symptoms have disappeared.
Totally.
Yeah. So, the test, hold up your hand and sit back so we can see more of you, like such as your hand, And can you sit back a little further? Is there? Yeah. How about that?
Okay.
And
I move. Yeah.
And you can lower the camera a little bit. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. This is
okay.
Test. Do I still have a thyroid nodule?
Do I still have a thyroid nodule? Well, I get a no.
And you were, they tested you as having hyperthyroid, right?
Hyperthyroid.
So, test, do I still have hyperthyroid?
Do I still have hyperthyroid? No?
Okay. So, did I cure it?
Did I cure it? Yep.
Did God cure it?
Did God cure it? Yeah.
Did angels cure it?
Did angels cure it? Yeah.
Today's show is about.
Well, everybody cured it.
Today's show is about angels.
I know. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Test this about yourself. Am I an angel?
Am I an angel? No.
Okay. So angels are, what people think they are, right? They're these guys around you that sort of are there for you. They advise you. They watch you. They kind of wait until you're able to hear them, and then they try to communicate with you. That's pretty much the story with them. Test what I just said and see if you get a signal on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they sort of wait around. See, this is what people need to do. They need to test each thing that they hear, like in movies like this. And so that means they need to know how to test, and they can see how you're testing. It's that little finger movement, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So you should wait, and that you're not controlling that. That's a spontaneous.
Totally.
Yeah.
I've tried. I've tested my testing because in the beginning you kind of you're a little skeptical.
Right.
But no, it's totally coming in, not me.
Okay. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So, have I ever had, were you ever conscious of having angelic guidance, like when you were a child or throughout your life at any point?
Yeah.
I
did.
Tell a story about it. When's the first time you recall it?
I had an aunt by marriage, She wasn't really blood related, is what I'm saying. She was married to my uncle. And she was really into, I don't know, I was a child, so I don't know what to call it. Now I might call it, alternative spiritual things. I mean, she was raised a Catholic. And I adored this woman. She was very special to me in my life. And I think I was about 8 years old when at a party she said, we're going to try something really cool. It's called automatic writing. And I didn't know what that was. I still don't know what that is. But we did it, and we contacted my angel. We asked for my angel to present itself, or whoever it was, and we got a name, and his name was Peter. And so I really connected to Peter, and I talked to him as a child, and growing up, I've never forgotten about it. And I've just now, thought about it because we were going to do this show about the angels. And I asked if Peter was really my angel, when I was a kid, or was I making it up? And it was real, and still there. So that's my angel story.
So you've already tested about this before you got on the call with me.
Yeah, just not about half an hour ago.
Yeah, and you got a signal on. Now you got a signal on.
Yeah.
Okay. So test this. Do I need to do automatic writing to communicate with angels?
What do I need to do? No.
Can I hear angels speaking to me?
I got a yes.
Okay. Have I heard an angel speaking to me at any time today?
I got a yes.
So do you have any idea when that was or what it was?
Yeah, I do. I know. Do you remember when, I think it was a couple shows ago we did, or was it a show? Yeah, we did the role play with my friend. Right. That I was going to tell her about curing my thyroid nodules, and I played my friend who I said was not going to be supportive and kind of putting it down. Remember that?
Sure.
Okay, well, I saw her today. and we had that conversation, and at first she was exactly like I thought, and she's like, well, she was trying to be tactful and not attack me, but it was a bit of an attack. And I sitting there outside, and I just felt like the presence of the angels, the angels around me and guiding me into the conversation. So what I said came out exactly like how I wanted it to, and after talking to her, the conversation went on, she really calmed down about the whole thing, and I think she started to really think about it. Like it became possible to her. It was like a miracle, really. So that's when it happened today.
So this was, hey Barb, are you on? Barb?
I see our picture.
Yeah. We can't hear you if you're on or see a video of you, so I'm going to hang this one up. Did you show her how to get a signal?
No, I didn't. We weren't ready for that one, or I wasn't ready to do that with her.
Because see, most
that's phase 2. But she's interested. I could tell she's going to do it.
Most people, I'll just say this: most people who do this with people, the people who are actually successful at putting this across, they actually start out by showing them, and usually they're trying to help the other person. So I'm not quite understanding. Was she trying to help you?
No, she wasn't trying to help me.
Okay.
I was trying to help her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now test this, and I obviously you're very, very pleased with how your conversation with her went. And,
yeah, it was more than I had hoped for. Way more.
Test this question. Did I cure something when I was talking to her about yourself?
Yes.
And did she cure something?
Yes.
Okay. So that's that's a good thing. I mean curing happens.
Yeah. It does.
Now, exactly what did the angels say to you? Can you sort of give us a sense of what came through today?
There's more, I felt them around me, like I could feel their presence around me. It wasn't like they were whispering in my ear or anything, but I just felt like what I was saying was, it was just coming out in a way that she could hear it, whereas we've had these conversations before and it's like, you know, I could feel the anger and stuff starting to happen, and this one I just felt some walls come down with her about, you know, I don't think she's ready for the God thing, because this person's an atheist, you know, and she's really strong-minded about that. But she's willing to believe that she has a power that's accessible, that's greater than herself, or, you know, or her higher self, or something along those lines. And
well,
when
here, sit back and take a breath. Take a breath and test this question. Am I showing a symptom at this moment?
That one again. Okay. Yes.
I want to ask something here. Test this. Do some of my symptoms interfere with angelic guidance?
Yes.
Is the one I was just showing and one that interferes with angelic guidance?
Yes.
You know, it's funny because I don't know what the symptom was that you were showing.
Yeah, it's the same one, and you always point it out at the same, you know, when I'm doing it. I know what it is now. I don't know what to call it.
Well, see, wait, we have to test something else. Does this symptom have other causes?
Yes.
Okay.
You sound disappointed.
So, are there when we've found this symptom at various times, you know, we've found this symptom during several shootings.
Yes.
Has it been caused by different things some of those times?
I get a yes.
So actually what happens is you have, you know, all these different dysfunctions, and you mask or try to hide them with this one symptom.
Yeah.
Which is just that kind of behavior. It's a kind of a, is it an attempt to distract people who are watching you?
Yeah.
So you have this distractor, this mechanism that, like, you're a hider. You're somebody who hides from people.
Yeah.
So what are you scared of?
What am I scared of? The first thing that comes to mind is that I didn't get it right somehow. I think I didn't have the right answer when you asked me a question, and so I had to talk a lot more to cover it up.
Okay, so and this gets in the way of angelic guidance. How? How does this interfere with your guides? You know, supporting.
Well, because I'm in my mental body, you know, just not, just, you know, the mind is running and it's coming out of the mouth, and so I'm not aware, you know, I'm not connected to guidance from other sources.
Okay. test that.
Yes.
Okay. And you test this, do I know I'm doing it when I'm doing it?
Yeah.
Well, you could stop then. You could use this thing as an alarm. Instead of something that takes you over, you could use it as an alarm and look at your dysfunction and try to deal with that. How about that?
Yeah, I like it.
You could change your life, you know. Okay. I know I'm jumping around, but let's go back to the thing about your medical test on Friday.
Okay.
You're going to have a procedure where they stick a needle in your thyroid and they biopsy the nodule, if there is a nodule there.
Yeah, they take a little sample.
They take a little sample, and they told you it's not painful, and so forth. Am I right?
Yeah, it feels like when you have blood drawn.
A little bit like having blood drawn. Okay.
Yeah, I'm scared of that.
Yeah, but you know realistically there really isn't much to be scared of about having blood drawn.
No.
So
it's
it may scare you, but it's not a problem really.
No.
Realistically.
I always like to have blood drawn. Because I have like really big veins, and the doctors or the person taking the blood gets really happy, that they're not going to have a problem. So I feel like I'm winning.
You love making people happy. That's your...
Yeah. Doesn't everyone?
Barb, are you there? Well, Barb, if you are there, we can't hear you. Sorry. Oh, well. Okay. So, back to...
Yesterday when we were going to do this call?
Yes.
And there was all that Skype trouble. Mm-hmm. Well, about half an hour before the call, I got a terrible, wicked headache. And I tried everything, everything I could think of to get rid of it. And I even went on Facebook and watched the Alejandra video.
Of her curing her headache.
Yeah.
That's right. She cured a headache. That's right.
And I did the same things. And it was, it was slightly better, but it was still definitely there. And then when we started our call, it got really bad. And I was just thinking, how am I going to get through this? It was really horrible. And then we had all that Skype trouble. So we didn't do the call. And then I hung up. I went downstairs, and that thing just went away immediately.
Well, Tess, this was the headache and anticipatory call for the call with us.
No, it wasn't.
Did something happen among us that caused the headache to disappear?
I got a yes.
Got any idea what it was?
Demons. I tested that.
When you were with us, did you immunize yourself to the demonic attack?
No, I wasn't thinking of it. I had the headache before we had the start of the call, and then it got a little better when I did some of the techniques, and then the call started, and the headache started back again, and then we were just having so much problems with the audio. We weren't on there for very long, so I didn't do that. I didn't think about it. And then I think somebody said maybe there was some demonic attack, and then I thought about it after that.
Well, what caused the headache to disappear?
No, when I went downstairs after I hung up, and it just went away. It just stopped.
Here, hold up your hand. Test this. Was the headache a symptom of demonic attack?
See, I get a yes.
And when we got together on the call for those few minutes, did the demonic attack disappear, or did we drive the demons away?
I got a yes.
So actually, that's what happened. The connection you made with us made the demons go.
Yeah.
Or immunized yourself, you to it somehow. I've noticed that my connection with everybody immunizes me to a lot of things without me having to do anything. See, this is what a lot of people miss. They don't want to connect with us.
So where they just go on the website and
these people think that it's you know what you were just saying about you did the technique?
Yeah.
They think it's a technique.
Right.
These are not techniques. Like, test this question, is letting in angelic guidance a technique?
I get a no.
So that would be the you know, that's the skinny, you know. You're not learning techniques. You're actually learning how to cure things. Now, let me ask you something about, like, you teach fighting, kickboxing, right? Martial arts, right?
Yeah.
Now, would you say that martial arts are techniques?
No.
See that this is. Do you see this as a type of martial art?
Yeah, it is. It's a way of life. You know, same with yoga.
Yes.
You know, it's not like,
good question.
You go to
Is yoga a technique?
No.
Like, test it. Is yoga a technique?
No.
No, yoga is well, you were calling it a way of life. That's a good way to call it.
Yeah.
It is actually also, it's a life activity.
Yeah.
It's like
yoga, martial arts, those things, that transforms every part of your life. You go to the gym and you squat and you pump iron and all that, you know, you build some muscle, but it doesn't really carry you through everything else that you do. I mean, you're stronger, you have a little more muscle, it does increase endorphins, but there is a huge difference between that and yoga or martial arts. Huge.
Well, you were saying on your Facebook wall, I noticed you were saying eat carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that a technique?
It's
Test, is it a technique? No. It's a way of life, a way of eating.
Correct.
Yeah. Techniques don't get results.
Yeah, they're usually not, they don't last long either. It's like...
And also, see, that techniques are validly used in things like, refinishing furniture and so on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the place for techniques.
Exactly.
Well, now you seem very quiet.
It takes me a while to get here. When I get here, that's the point.
do you like do things for yourself before we meet? Of course you do. You do your things for yourself all day. Like in the half hour before we meet, do you actually check yourself for things and all that kind of thing?
I do. I did that today, and most of the time I do. And most of the time I go through my day in a pretty relaxed place since starting this IMMUNICS.
Yeah.
I'm really thrilled with it. The thing about the calls, I do stuff before, but then you know, I guess it's a symptom. I get a little anxious because all the attention's on me. I'm on the hot seat. I don't know what you're going to say. I don't know what you're going to throw at me. I want to perform well. So that stuff comes up.
Well, what I think, you know, actually, is that everything you've just said is true. And I know this. I know what you're saying. And I also see that you just address things at a different level when we're on make one of these movies. These movies are a really effective way of curing things. And so would a television show be. Like if we had, you've seen Dr. Phil, right? You were in San Francisco.
Well, I've seen, yeah, I've seen him. I've seen his shows on YouTube.
Well, a lot of his, okay, yeah, a lot of he's that's right. He's on YouTube. Well, see, he gets results, and it's because people are doing this in front of many people.
Right.
And you know, when we had our seminars, we didn't know anything. We didn't know we could cure diseases or, you know, access our past lives or all the things we do now. But in our seminars, the thing that we did right is we had people stand on a platform in front of the whole room, and then they worked on themselves that way. And boy, they got a lot of results and changed their lives. It was wonderful. People really changed in those courses.
Well, that's why I'm doing it like this.
Yeah.
I mean, my MO would not be not do it this way. Because I don't mind being in the spotlight if I'm in control of what's happening. You know, I have to, you know, I teach classes, so I get up in front of people. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I feel comfortable there. But this other thing where, you know, I'm bearing all my symptoms to the internet and stuff, that's a little different.
Yeah, because you're a hider.
Yeah. So but I also know, like, it needs to get done. This is what it's going to take.
Right. Well, see, actually, so this is the counter-symptomatic behavior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Doing it this way is the counter. Then that's the thing that people miss.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so happy. I don't even know how it happened that I'm talking college, and I was just going to be like the rest of the people that, you know, just went through it and did it on my own. I like to do things on my own, and I like to study, and I would be a really good student because I've always been a good student. But somehow, I guess I contacted Greg or something, and we started talking, and next thing I know, I'm doing this stuff. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Well, you cured your thyroid nodule in a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
Or at least the symptoms of it.
Yeah.
There was something that I wanted to say about getting your biopsy, which is, you know, Keely cured a liver disease. And after she cured it, they do the commercials for Jefferson Hospital. Her boyfriend is a famous disc jockey. And Jefferson Hospital is the biggest hospital in Philadelphia, and they, you know, used him for their advertising campaign. So she gets the best, like the head of the department is her doctor, you know, so their liver specialist is her doctor, you know, they'll do anything for them because they want good commercials.
Right.
And anyway, so she went and got a biopsy, And it was negative. She didn't have anything wrong with her liver after she cured it. But before she cured it, the test showed that she had 7 years to live. It was the weirdest thing. Kelly calls me up and she says, I just came from, she was scared, I was scared to death. I don't know, I can't remember whether she was scared, but I was scared to death. I just don't know. Who's going to do my typing? I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Kelly is one of my oldest and best friends in the world. But anyway, I was really scared. So I just couldn't resist saying that, you know. So I got right to work with her and we started accessing all kinds of stuff about curing it. And anyway, you know, her test showed that she had, you know, scarring and nodules and so on. But there wasn't anything when they biopsied her. And a year or so later, we were talking about it, and I was saying, boy, it's just so great that you got that biopsy, because now we really have something to share. And she was saying, yeah, you know, that's true. Because that's important, you know, like people want to hear that. Like, they don't want to get a medical, most people do not want to go get a liver biopsy, you know. But no, but they do want to know somebody else had one and that it was negative.
Exactly.
See, so I was saying that, and Keely said, you know, she said, I think the biopsy damaged my liver, though, and she regretted having the biopsy. I was surprised because I never knew that, you know, and I don't think it damaged her liver, but she said that she does have like a negative sensation in there sometimes, you know. So I just want you to know that, you know. And of course, I had a biopsy. I decided I would try it. I had these red things on my skin. It's called keratosis. And I looked on the web and I found a treatment for it that I love. And I've been doing it ever since, even though I don't have any red things on my skin anymore. They went away when I started taking D and a couple of other supplements. I had a deficiency. But I'm still finding that this Effudex treatment that I do identifies bad cells and it kills them. So you get new skin. New skin grows. It's really great stuff, you know. And you get it at the dermatologist, so I started going to the dermatologist. And anyway, there was one thing that he said, this is growing in and I want to biopsy it because it might be cancerous. And I was thinking, my first thought was no. You know, don't biopsy it. But my second thought was, you know, all these people that I'm working with go through all of these medical tests. Shouldn't I experience, even it was like $500, you know, and that's cheap. The regular price is $1,000 for this. But I said, okay, I'm going to just do this because I really ought to pay my dues and, you know, I need to know what I'm talking about. And so I got a biopsy, you know, and so I know what it's like. And it didn't damage me. I mean, it was just a little thing he cut out and sewed it up and healed in a few days. Anyway, just so you know, I just wanted to say this about biopsies. Okay? You know, just so I've told you, you know, that...
I've been warned.
Yeah, well, I don't think your biopsy is the same kind of thing as a liver biopsy, I will say also.
No, I don't think I don't know.
It sounds very different. If it's like drawing blood, then it's not like a liver biopsy.
Yeah. And the thyroid is really close to the skin.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, they don't have to use any anesthetic or anything.
Yeah.
It's just one needle aspiration.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it, but I wanted to tell you what, I didn't want you to, you know, just not know what I know about it. So I thought I'd just say what I know. But my
I want to do it.
Yeah, you want to do it. You want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're curious.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do if he says it's cancer? What would you do?
I'd get rid of it.
And do you have any idea how you would go about
kill it?
How would you go about getting rid of it?
Like the same thing I'm doing now, which is I'm following the same thing. You know, I take it out of my bodies. I'd kill it and get rid of it.
I have a story to tell you, a couple of stories. And one of them is, there's a hospital in China where they have people sit in a circle around somebody. It's a cancer treatment hospital. And they sit in a circle around the person and they kill the cancer. And they stuck a camera in, they stuck a camera in there. A laser thing in there. And the cells die.
Wow.
Right there, the cancer cells die. And also I saw on, I guess it was 2020, the Barbara Walters, that evening thing,
Yeah.
where they have 3 different topics. And one of them was this Yale researcher who researched psychic stuff. And he had this psychic healer on, and they put the cancer cells in a petri dish. And they had him kill the cancer cells in the petri dish and measured it, and this researcher was like really happy, he's going like, yeah, those things are dying in there. His little experiments were working well for him. So anyway, people do it,
Yeah, that's great.
When you were, let's go back to the angels.
Yeah.
Test this. When I was speaking with Mary, and I felt the angels there. Hold up your hand, and also sit back. What happened? You got to lower your camera. Did you touch your computer or something?
Is that better?
Yeah, it is. How does that change?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like
your camera, your thing definitely moved. Anyway, when I was talking with Mary and I felt the angels there, did they tell me anything to say to her?
Yeah.
And did I hear that and say it? Did I transfer it?
Yes.
So does God want Mary to know He's here for her?
Yes.
So Mary's an atheist, and God wants her to know that He's around and that He's here for her too. And He doesn't hold it against her.
No.
I always... that they always say, well, if you believe, then God is, but I've always thought God doesn't care whether you believe.
Exactly.
Well, the unbelievers are just as loved as the believers. It really doesn't get your believing really doesn't get your brownie points with God, I don't think. Well, we could test that. Does believing earn brownie points with God? Or any kind of points, any kind of favoritism?
Oh, I get a no.
Okay. So that takes care of that once and for all.
Did you test it?
Yeah, I did, and I'm sure no one will ever want to discuss that again now that we've tested no on it. There is no further discussion required on this point. All right, well, this is good for today, I think. We've done well. And
cool.
I guess Friday you'll bring in the news to the meeting.
Yeah. I will.
And we'll all find out how you think. But, well, you were saying they might not tell you that day, but maybe they will. Maybe they will. Who knows? No, I think they have to send it out.
Yeah, they have to send it out. But I think I might be able. Well, we'll see. They'll take blood. That'll also take some time, but maybe there'll be something.
My doctor, his biopsy is $500, but the test is only like $30. And he sends it out, and you don't hear anything unless it's positive. Isn't that funny? So finally I called up, and he said, no, there's nothing there, But,
do they give you a time frame so you don't just keep wondering and wondering?
No. They're not a class act. But I love that guy. He's a great dermatologist.
Yeah.
Dr.
Well, they say no news is good news, right?
Yeah.
At least my dad said that.
That was supposedly the case with biopsies at that office.
Exactly.
No news is good. That's right. Oh boy. Well, this is great, you know, and I'm glad to see, you know, like when you get to this calm place in these meetings, test this question, like, am I farther along, you know, because the effect of this is cumulative.
Right.
So am I further along with this cumulative effect?
Yes.
Okay, great. You know, I notice also that you